Yeah, I'm click desperate. No, my middle one called and is trying to come home from school, and it it's just took me a little longer to navigate it with trying to get a hold of my ex because she's at work. But it all got resolved. I just try not to. There's been a few times where they would call, they couldn't get a hold of her. They'd call me, I'd go to pick my daughter up, and then by the time that I got there, or even it was en route, she would call and say, understandably, she just got out of a conference or whatever and could do it. But I just tried to avoid that because gas is not free. I'm not harvesting or collecting anything today, just walking. Good luck with that. It's funny, Ninja Kitty, whatever day, well, yeah, it was Tuesday now because Tuesday he was in the stream and I didn't talk on it much, but he mentioned, I don't know if you're familiar with or know what's going on in the US, where they're saying it's going to be the second January 6th. Oh, even better. So you can't, yeah, you have no repercussions. Um, but they're talking about arresting Trump again, and there's all this to do here. And now they're pushing it off to today, and now they're saying, well, it may not happen, and who knows. Hey, we were just talking about you, Ninja. Well, I was. What he did is the exact same thing that he did when they first started investigating him back in 2015. Absolutely nothing. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with investigating someone. But after 5 years of investigating now, with foreign agencies, with media, with Hollywood, with intelligence agencies, all of this nonsense for the past, however, what is that? 7 or 8 years now, and they have found absolutely nothing. And not only have they found absolutely nothing, what they have found over the past 6 and 7 years is evidence of nothing. Every year that they've dumped my tax money and charged my kids to investigate some guy for going on 5 and 6 years, it's insane to me. I wanted to see. Oh, they are out. But yeah, Ninja, we were just talking about Tuesday and how they're supposed to arrest him in politics and all that. No, well, I guess a little bit of rest, enough rest. I'm not planning on doing too much today. But I just hate. I don't like being in the. Let me. I don't mind being in my apartment. I don't like it where I don't have the choice. And with the weather as it was the last couple days, it would have not been ideal for me to walk out because like I say, I don't mind going out if it's. Was that just a squirrel or something bigger? I don't mind if it's cold but dry, and I don't mind if it's wet but warm. But when it's cold and wet, I don't try to bring myself out here to get sick. Oh, I saw something over there. I think it was just a squirrel, but let's see. Is it? If I don't see it now, it was just a squirrel. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just trying to read through the dozens and dozens and dozens of comments. Geese over there. I don't know if you can see them. Let's see. I'm hoping that coyote comes back out and gets one today. I'm rooting for the coyote in that regard. I can't imagine, like, again, I'm just paranoid that I would smush one, step on one, like, move a thing and hit one the wrong way. So those Canadians, always up to no good. People tell me, oh, they're just geese. They're not even really Canadian. And I say that's exactly what they would want you to think. People are talking about Chinese spy balloons and all that, and they just let Canadian geese fly right over the border. No checks, no balances there, no security screenings or background checks. That woodpecker, I can never catch him. And we'll make Canada or Canada pay for it too. Where are you at? I've seen what are they called? Red-winged blackbirds, which are always have the that early morning spring sound to me with their calls. I've been hearing them the last few days, which is awesome. Red-winged blackbird, I believe. Which growing up we always called Orioles because they have the orange caps on their shoulders. But we have Orioles here, Baltimore Orioles, that are yellow. So let's see, actually, before I walk away from the creek, this is kind of where I was walking. You love geese? I've never actually had them. I would try that though. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but that's what I'm talking about. There are not too many animals I wouldn't eat as long as they're cooked, or at least try. And I have there's a dove. Where is that freaking woodpecker? Oh, there you are. Oh, you just flew off, you stinking little jerk. Yeah, they are kind of pests, I agree. But that's why we should eat them. Oh, pets, never mind. Freudian slip. Oh, good news. I know this is exactly what you guys were all about to ask about. Yes, I found one of those garbage picker-upper, clapper things at the store today. So, it's a fat squirrel. My next stream may be picking up garbage. So, I hope you guys enjoy that. I may, with that, start a Patreon thing and just beg for money from you guys. While and you can pay me to pick up garbage, and then I'll buy Isopod stuff with it. We'll see. This is another area. See, the problem with when I make it out here to pick up garbage is it's so frickin' far away. That's still my face. So coming out here, I'm gonna have to bring the bucket, and it's like a fill it up and then like a 10-minute walk back. And that's where I say I need to always be mindful of not making the buckets too heavy and what's in them and all of that. So this is going to be another area. Like, this is like some part of some electrical cover for the city. Like, I don't even know how or why this got here. Is that a what? Mallards quacking at me. Big one. Yes, that's a very I don't know, contextual term, I guess, because like I say, so you can see there's no real woods on this side. Squirrels running away. And then you can see there's the apartments. So in between here, I'm going to say it's maybe 300 or 400 yards from behind me to the water to the apartments, but it stretches out miles and then widens at places. I don't recall if you were with me on the walk where I went the other way, but it goes all the way around there and wraps around and continues on. Sterling Heights, the city I live in, does a really good job about specifically keeping their water sources, wooded areas, pretty clean, and trying to be, I don't know, I'm trying to think, they try to conserve it. Like, I can't say they're like, you know, green hippies about it, but they're very conscious about the fact that things like this are important, which I like. Yes, sirree. I wish they'd do something about cleaning up some of this garbage. I always think that this is one thing I want to pull. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to leave it right here. But every time I come out here, I almost draw my pistol seeing that shape right there. Especially on the windier days. Today's not that windy, but on the windier days it would be moving. It's just a freaking piece of, like, I'm assuming like a garbage bag or a uniform bag. But just the way it's looking in the silhouette, and when you can see when it moves like that, it always makes me think I'm going to have a friend out here. Oh, the wind is starting to pick up a little bit. I never thought I would be so excited to have us be able to pick up garbage. But man, I'm so happy I found that scoop, and it was only like $15. 15 or 16. I'm thinking, I'm trying to get something like that around here. My issue, Simon, is I'm very overbearing. I'm very honest and candid, and I basically talk too much sometimes. And I'm good at organizing, but not being the face of things like that. And I would need someone to kind of help with that. Like, I don't think it's going to happen though. I don't know how well that comes up. Yeah, I try. It's one, and I don't know. This hasn't come up specifically, but I'm dealing with a late diagnosis of autism, and a lot of it is communication based. In fact, like one thing I want to, if I ever get onto a live stream with anyone who's, well, I just know specifically Wally at Supreme Gecko's been doing those, and I need to make sure I point out that I have a thing with my face, and I have what people call resting B word face. I have resting, not even resting, but thoughtful angry face. Oh man, homie was right here. I mentioned one time that he was in this little nook here, but I totally forgot what we were talking about. Give me the comments. I'm so mad at myself for showing my stupid face, and I should have been filming there and getting homie. What were we talking about? I think you guys were saying you were gonna send me a bunch of money, a bunch of stuff. Yeah, homie the blue heron. Yeah, me and him have a love-hate relationship. He was just for a little context, I think it was my last stream or the one before. Man, the wind is really picking up. It's kind of cold. Woo! Hope it doesn't start raining. Again, that horizontal tree. Thank you, Robin. I'll walk up there in a moment, but if it's hard, I don't know how well the depth of it translates, but if you can see right now, in fact, there's two horizontal pieces of wood. That the one that's lower, I guess, on the screen is closer than the one further back. In between it, there's a good resting spot, and like I say, it gives good shelter from wind, snow, and rain. But also, so like if I was coming this way, it gives homie the option to go under the woods there, or fly up and away. Take care, Ninja. And he flies off. You can see there's actually a lot of the soil is done up here because there's a lot of foot traffic and resting here. I don't remember what we were talking about, garbage or something silly in a name, and I no longer recall. Man, that wind just came in pretty suddenly. I don't like it. I see some moss I want to check out for another day. Yeah, that's some nice moss too. Sounds like we have a goose fight. Hopefully the coyote's getting at him. For a little bit of context, I've lived here. I more or less, we can say, moved in here right at the beginning of COVID. And it was not the ideal situation, but what happened was, well, not that we're talking about that. Since I've been here, I've seen the coyote twice. Okay. And I've heard it several times, so. Oh yeah, no worries. I just, beats talking. As long as I know somebody is listening, I don't care. But it's funny that talking to someone about streaming. Oh no, it was you, I think. We were talking about streaming. I said one of the worst things is when you end up streaming and it's just you. And it's just you that whole time. It's a lot quieter for sure, because I don't talk. Those are the streams I usually just keep private after I make them, because there's no real reason in watching any of those. Man, it is getting cold. Woo. Let's go off there. We don't go this way very often. True to this being a forest in the United States, Simon, I think you'll get a kick out of this. The other day I was walking and found my first syringe. Maybe get a kick out of that. Of course I can't get it to switch, but in this thorn bush, I'm so dumb. I just marvel at the fact, well, I guess it wouldn't have mattered because you weren't watching, because you would have missed it anyway, but there was a rabbit right in here and just bounced off that way. And because my fingers are cold, I couldn't get the contact of the screen to switch lenses. So you got to stare at my stupid, ugly face watching a rabbit hop away. And again, I think it's kind of neat that that's the first time I've seen a rabbit out here. That was some brightly colored moss. Oh, I want to come grab some of this. Rewind this and check it out when you get a moment. That. And that. And what kind of a bug larva are these, do you know? Or are these raisins? Are these moss raisins? They look pretty good. Let me know if I should try one, Simon. I almost want to take some of this now. I just don't know how long it'll be. I don't want to carry it all around. Man. The squirrel ran up the tree. I don't get out this way very often. What is that mnemonic device from? I can't think of it. The red, yellow. Oh! Gosh. I almost don't want to know because I want to think of it now, but I don't think it's going to come to me right now. The thing I'm thinking of has something to do with the coral snakes versus king snakes. That's not what... Hello. I did not catch the name. Give me just one moment. I apologize. Now, I apologize if I say that wrong. Is it Niaya? Variedades? I'm not sure about the first name. I apologize, but welcome. I wear what's the term, like thick canvas pants, and I won't come out here in shorts because man, and these are not bad, but some of these thorns are incredible. But man, look at that. I hear you, you stinking woodpecker, hiding from me again. I'll look in one more moment. I'm so there's that woodpecker has that trill, very short trill call, and the kingfisher has a longer, heavier trill call that I like. They get my attention. And the bummer is generally they're red-headed or red-capped woodpeckers. I'm not sure which one. So you can kind of see them pretty distinctly, but it's such a gray day. Anyway. In fact, here's that plant. Ooh, that's some nice thorns. Let's see if I can get it without getting my hand on it. Nice thick ones at the base. Never mind. Is that? No, that's just plants. Do you have wild blue jays up where you are, Simon? Because me personally, blue jays are incredibly fascinating. I call them like the narcs of the wild because you can hear anytime, whether it's a predator, food, something, you know what's going on because the blue jays are squawking in unison. Okay. And I don't know if they roll deep like that. They're like, man, you can just hear them. Yeah, we have blue jays. I know, like, is it mockingbirds and there's a few other magpies are kind of similar in that family. A mouthy bird behind me. Oh, you're getting shy now, huh? There you go. Sound like you're laughing. Oh, there you are. Actually, I can see you. Can I get you though? Yeah. Sounds like you're laughing at me. Well, you're not gonna show up. That's okay. There you are. Laughing at me over there. Did I have the camera zoomed in this whole time like adult? And none of you told me. There we go. Got some bold words. Gosh, hush your mouth, you stinking woodpecker. But septums to sweet rolls that if we were to flip this right now, there would be Trachelopus rathke in there. And maybe some of the Phyllosia muscorum. But I don't want to do it now. It's a little bit colder than I want. But this is that kind of... Again, what I tend to see Trachelopus rathke are in low areas like this where water will pool and saturate these pieces of wood. Incredibly saturated, I mean just thoroughly saturated, and then they just hang out there. So, well, that's one thing I want to in the spring. I'm not going to do this again. I don't know how many American. I would say it's about 35 American degrees out right now, and I don't. A lot of that stuff I think would die if I was trying to harvest it now. But that's one like I want to do. I have so many projects and things I want to do, but when it gets a little warmer, I want to do a completely native terrarium or vivarium, depending on how you classify it. I've heard them classified differently, and incorporate stuff like that with the beetles and the various things I'm seeing out here that I'm not super familiar with. And I may have a sneeze coming, for which I apologize because I don't know how to mute this, and my sneezes can be massive if I cannot muffle it into my sleeve. All of this stuff, man, look at this. This stuff was falling off, and I gotta come harvest it. I mean, look at that wood right there. That I'm not gonna do it too much because I don't want it to fall off. But with the green face, again, you can see it's just ready to. This piece is ready to fall right off. And it's got that moss just waiting on it. The beavers really came through and did a lot of a lot of good for me here. Man. I have stuff like this just waiting to come around and grab. My whole back deck right now is wood that I'm trying. If I had isopod friends locally, they would be so happy because I would just be giving them wood. No pun intended. Ooh. Let me come grab this. Oh, wow. Man, that's just coming right off. This spring and summer are going to be fantastical. Oh, man. I don't know who all is in the room. I know of 2 people. I see it tells me that there's 4. So if there's anyone lurking, hello. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Feel free to use those comment sections, but feel free not to. X almost marks the spot. All of this wood, my goodness. See, these are the things I would love to put in. Like I say, something where it's not an isopod colony. That I tend to look at everything through isopods first. So like stuff like this I'd love, but I don't want to throw in just with my, for example, my Gestroy or my zebras and introduce some kind of centipede or ants, termites, things like that. I told you, Mantis, I never in my life thought I'd be happy like I was the other day to get bugs, dirt, and sticks in the mail. And yeah, I can just, whether it's, oh, there you are. Where are you? You're right here, you sly guy. Show yourself. I heard you. Come on. You're right up here, guy. Come on. Come on. You didn't trill for nothing. I know you're calling for your girl, but you got me instead. Show yourself. Come on. Not you, you stinking geese. I hear you. Oh, did you fly off on me, you jerk? Gosh. You left on me. Trying to make this woodpecker a star. YouTube famous, and he keeps hiding on me. Not very well mannered. The zoo. Oh, come on. And then that one laughs at me. I don't know if you heard that. That was almost comical. As soon as I went to walk away. You know, I'm not playing this game with you, Woody Woodpecker. If it was just a little bit warmer, man, I'd be flipping some of this stuff, but I'm not doing that today. I'm still incredibly curious about the fact that I saw those geese in the tree the other day. I want to look more into that. Oh, I can almost take this piece because you can see it's busted right here and ready to go. That's awesome. Oh, wow, I forgot I had my GoPro going. Look at this. Spring is hardly a day old, 2 days old now, maybe 3. We already got this just busting out of the ground. And in my last stream, I was walking across her. I don't know if I would be able to even do that in my waders. I do kind of want to get a canoe, a kayak, or some kind of small thing one day and just get in this water and go. We're always talking behind your back. We were talking about wood, bugs, birds, your fat butt. Man. Thornies. Here's where we're going to be seeing our friend when it gets warmer. Craig of the Creek. There's 2 snapping turtles. I don't know if they're mated pair or what, but one I know is I see annually because his shell, let me see, where a normal shell will kind of, in fact, come up like my hat. His shell has like a bump or divot like this. And that's how I know it's him or her every year. I assume it's him because he's the larger of the 2. But yeah, I see them in here. And should I try that? Let me see. I'm not going to go too deep in, and I've done it once before, and I hate being repetitious, but I just... It's, oh man, it is. If you look here, it just fascinates me that you can see the path that Craig will generally take. So he'll go under those pieces of wood like that. and then move under these, and you can, it's not so clear right now, but in many places under the trees here, you can see where he's dug out a path. So where the tree is lower, he'll just go under it. It's just really neat. But my point is, there, if there's no water here and you get low to the ground, you can see the path he'll take all the way down from there, again, under there, then move along that wood, and it's all dug out to where he can move under these. It's awesome. Like spots like that, you can see where he'll go under there. It's just fascinating to me. They have their own little world paths, you know, that just like I always say, no, it's nothing. If you don't stop and slow down and look at it, it doesn't mean anything. But man, it's just so much fun to see this. If I do go for a swim, it's not going to be when it's 30 something out. I did fall in the creek once. It's actually kind of funny. So oh man, see, Simon, you made me all sad because my hat just fell off. That's not why. So I was out in the creek and it had rained. In fact, let's go. Let's see. Why not? I'll go check on the GoPro anyway. That is probably off. I want to take this too, but not today. This place is going to be a gold mine, either in terms of the wood, if I can get it greened up and algaed over, or just in terms of flipping for isopods. I'm assuming I'm going to get a lot of Aniscus osalis here when it's wetter, and a lot of Porcellio spinicornis when it's drier. And the reason is more than the other two, the, what is it, Phalotia muscorum and the Trachelopus rathke. In my opinion and what I've seen, the spinicornis and the ocelluses like this top layer of bark just on the surface of the forest floor. The ocelluses tend to like it more saturated, as you see it, more so in areas like this where you can see the inside guts of that wood. They enjoyed that when it's drier, but not saturated wood. Whereas when I see the spinicornis is on pieces that are up off the ground like this, but drier, or maybe like that if it hadn't just rained, where they have slight contact with the surface, but tend to frequent the wood. Just a little bit of my observations that I've been seeing when I've been gathering my dudes. I hope that wasn't too convoluted, and I hope I didn't say the wrong name. And this is that wet wood or surface wood that's now wetter. When I went out to look for those muscorums the other day, it was drier. When you and I saw them, Simon, it was a day more like today where it's more wet. So I'm willing to bet if we flipped that today, we'd find some. I just don't want to do it in this cold. So I apologize for that. But, so, my daughters and I call this spot the bridge. Some of you that have been in my other streams know that, I don't think we'll be able to see it. There's my camera. So there's actually a metal piece that goes across here because this used to be a bridge for a golf course. And I was standing on it and the water was just about this high. and probably a little higher. And you cancel that T. Oh, there's a blue jay up there actually. And so the reason this story makes me sad is I was out here on that bridge and the current just got me. I think I turned and faced the current instead of taking it sideways. And it basically pulled me off and started moving me down the creek. And I ended up losing my stick. To this day, I still miss that stick. That was my first stick. And yeah, I had to, I won't say I panicked, but man, I hadn't kicked so hard since probably boot camp. And because the waders obviously will fill up with water and a combination of the stream moving and the weight was pulling me down. And yeah, it was to the point where I either had to shed the stick or my suspenders, and I dropped the stick and grabbed onto something and pulled myself out. Fun times. Get a shot of those mallards. My brother always used to say that I don't realize how funny I am sometimes in just saying things in my dryness or flat tone. This stick is Steve. I tend to name everything after me. In fact, it's kind of funny. When I went to boot camp, you get your rifle eventually, and that, you know, you name your rifle. And I was the only person who named my rifle a guy's name, and I named it after myself. Yep. I don't know what it is about the name Steve, but a guy I used to be friends with made me aware of it, and then since then I can't unhear and unsee it. But Steve is just one of those names that you can just say it so derisively just by saying something like Steve. Like, oh, Steve is here. Oh, Steve's doing it again. Oh, look, it's Steve. And then they have like in just random clips and shows, like I'm starting to actually screenshot and write them down, and I want to make a Steve compilation of just Steve, just random Steves, and it's just them saying. In fact, Trump had something with that. Where's Steve? Is Steve here? And I recorded it and showed it to everybody. Steve. There's a lot of mallard action here, right where I'm more or less filming. In fact, what got me into the whole rabbit hole was where I'm recording from a different position, though. I saw the beavers kind of going at the ducks there. I still to this day don't know if it's more of a playing or territorial or aggressive thing, but they were in that little canal right there. And when I filmed it, I had to go into my home and watch it because I thought I didn't see what I saw. And yeah, it was kind of neat. That's when I realized the beavers were here. I don't know what a moorhen is. I would have to look that up. Now, so I would say no, but like I mentioned before, I didn't know there were kingfishers here and other birds, so who knows? A moorhen? I'm not familiar. I saw a cormorant out here once. Saw the green heron out here once. I said the bald eagle a few times. Cooper's hawks. Red-tailed hawks. And then just the cardinals, blue jays, and... Oh, coots. Yeah, we have coots. Yep. Now, again, I'm trying to think if I've seen one. It's one of those where I think they're kind of seasonal to Michigan. I don't think I've seen a coot. I think I saw one in California, but I don't think I've seen one here. Oh, that's what I wanted to do here. Well, pick up my GoPro. That's interesting. The water may have been going down. So I don't know if it's Grebes or Grebes. I think it's Grebes. It's one of those again. I think they're here, but I have not seen them. Listen to that. Let's see. Oh man. Well, there you go. That's why I hate my GoPro when it sucks, because it goes from 24% to dead. You all got to witness it, but I hate my GoPro and it sucks. I'm gonna wrap up here in another of my 5 minutes, which, as we know, we don't know how long that will be, but I'm getting kind of hungry. I was so eager to get out here, I didn't eat a good thick lunch, just enough to get myself out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forget sometimes they can fly. Is it just the males that can fly, or is it both? I don't know why in my head I'm thinking it's just the males, but as I'm thinking that, I don't think that's correct. I'm going to take a long hot bath today. Oh, it is only the males. Okay. We might not be here when you get back. Well, I may not. Like I say, I need some food in my belly. Actually, now that I know what's in the water for my ecosphere, maybe I won't go swimming in there. Oh, man. I am not good at sitting down. Well, my friends, it's coming up on an hour. And if there are any of you here, I don't know, because YouTube is telling me 0. I'm going to start wrapping up. Eventually. I forget what those are called. I always think plovers, but they're not plovers. Is it like killdeers? Something like that. And there's my blue jays. Oh, there you are. Yeah, YouTube said there was no one here for a few minutes. What is it called over there across the pond? Ah, okay. Plover? Well, you guys don't even know how to spell. You add letters to words less efficiently, like neighborhood, armor. Yeah, come back here so I can film you, you stinking mosquito. Come here. Just saw the first mosquito of the spring. It's flying away though. Good for him. We didn't murder it. We streamlined it. Plover. Debating what I should do for food. The extremely. What was that? I'm debating being incredibly lazy and ordering pizza. But I'm also not. But what was that? Something just went under the water there. Yeah, well. In fact, one really cool thing is, so when it rains a lot, I mean a lot, the rain will get about halfway up this embankment. So much so that what you see is often submerged. So much so, like right where I'm standing, I'll often see the turtles. They're coming back to investigate. On the really warm days, they'll be just right up on the grass. I want to try to snag one time, but I don't have a place or a home, so it'd be. I don't want to freak out a turtle for no reason. In my defense, I generally only like a particular kind of pizza, like square deep dish. And I guess now it's actually being coined like Detroit style pizza, which is actually really neat because again, the style of pizza that I like, there's a Buddy's Pizza and Louis, and they they're like there's like a pizza history in that like there's a few guys who started a company here called Buddy's. They one of them wanted to actually it was called Louis. One of them wanted to make like a branch, like a franchise kind of thing. The other guy always just wanted to have his own store. They parted ways, started Buddies, which became Cloverleaf, and it's just an interesting. I part of me wants to do a Detroit pizza history mini documentary because it's just fascinating, but maybe for another day. Instead of the Boston Tea Party, we're going to have the pizza party. You try that nonsense with me. uh, but I don't like a lot of pizza. To me, most pizza's too thin. It's too cheap. They don't put enough sauce on it. They don't put enough cheese on it. Throw some cheese on it. Alrighty. Well, it is about that time. Thank you for spending this time, and here comes that sneeze. Look, can you see my glasses fogged up? Yeah, so thanks for hanging out. I hope that you all had fun and it wasn't too much. But again, it's just a gray, cold, semi-rainy-ish day. I didn't want to come out here and harvest too much in terms of any kind of living stuff because it would probably die in the cold. So thank you, Simon. Take care, and we'll be in touch.